Let's see. Let me know, everybody. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments. Can everybody hear me well? Just wanted to make sure that the audio is good just before we get things officially started. Let's see. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's too low or whatever. Again, just want to make sure that you guys can hear me well. Alright, yep, yes I can. I can hear you. Good, 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 good. Alright, let's get this started right here. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to a stream. It's been, what, like a year since I've done my last stream? I don't know. It's been a long time since I last streamed on this channel. So it's been definitely very interesting the past couple of, let me just keep it here. All right, but yeah, it's been quite a bit, honestly, doing a live stream on this channel. I was gonna start this a lot sooner, like a couple of hours or so, but I had things that I needed to do, and I obviously had to kind of set up the stream, which surprisingly takes a long time to do, especially since I haven't, haven't streamed in such a long time, so that was kind of all I was really able to do at that point. So, yeah, it's kind of, I'm gonna keep this on regardless. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a good day today. Today is the very, very, very last day of 2022. Thank goodness. Yeah, shoot. 2022 has been a roller coaster. 100%. It's been, like, for the most part, it's been good, but obviously, like, at the end, it's been not so good. And if you guys know why, then you know why it hasn't really been a good year for me. Or at the very least, the end of the year hasn't been that good for me, so you guys know. Alright, let's see. We got about 28 people in this, well, 30 people now. That's probably the most I've ever had. Let's see here. Paulinity, I guess that's how you say his name. Welcome back. He says, hey, Josh, how have you been? Joseph Ramirez, I'm having a pretty rough week right now. Man, that sucks. Man, again, the end of 2020 has been... Oi, let's see. Amani Whites, hello, welcome. Quartzy, I guess. Welcome. Skinny Teal Wolf, welcome. Brand C717, welcome. Cartoon Network Fan 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm seeing quite a bit of new people in the chat right now, which is pretty dope. Let's see. Joshua Walters, welcome. Honey Cakes, welcome, of course. Christian Bennett, welcome. Renamon565 says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Juan Chandelier, welcome back to the stream. Victor Marquez, I believe, welcome to the stream. Nancy Brincat, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna try to get to everybody. I'm not sure if I can. There's only 30 people in here. AA Ron, welcome. Mar77, welcome. Emmanuel Swelling, welcome to the stream. Dorothy the UY Fanatic, I think, welcome to the stream. Marjan, I believe, welcome to the stream. And I think that is about it. Dwayne Collins, welcome to the stream. I already said hi to Joshua Waters. I don't know who, Money Crazy, I don't know. Golden Minecart 1203, welcome to the stream. 37, almost 40 people in the stream right now? What the hell? That's crazy. Yo, Javon, yo, dude, man, what's up, man? I'm glad that you're able to join the stream right now. Shit, that's awesome. Okay, SpongeBob Lover, hello, welcome to the stream. Cartoonish Claude, welcome. All right, I'm trying to get to everybody. But yeah, 40 people in the stream. Almost 40 people, actually. Not exactly 40, but dude, that's freaking awesome. That's the most I've ever had. So again, welcome everybody to the stream. Yeah, all of these brand new people, and again, so many people in the stream right now. I usually get like only what, 20 or so, maybe less than that. I don't know. But yeah, so I just wanted to do a stream. For one, I miss doing streams with you guys. It's been a long time. I literally think the last stream I did was for last year, for the last day of 2021, because that was certainly an interesting year. I can tell you guys that much. And again, this year has certainly been very interesting, had its ups and downs, and 2022 has certainly, at the end of the year, certainly seems to have been, again, not the best. Not horrible, but, I mean, not horrible in the sense that, like, where I am right now in my life, I guess, still doing pretty well, you know what I mean? Like, you know, have a lot of people kind of supporting me and a lot of people that I'm kind of surrounding and everything and whatnot. But in terms of, again, the events that happened, particularly of last month, no, it's, yeah. If you guys know, you know, I unfortunately had a pretty bad loss in my family this year, and that incredibly hurts. That's partially why I've been so slow. Excuse me. It's partially why I've been so slow with like videos this past couple of months, because, you know, still dealing with things. I'm fine in terms of, like, you know, my mental health and all that stuff. I'm not going crazy. I'm not depressed or anything. You know what I mean? Still hurts. Definitely still hurts. Do not get me wrong on that. But, like, you know, it's you know, just going through it. That's the most that I can say about that, though. But as I said in my other video, and I think I mentioned it on the community post, this is something that I kind of want to keep private in terms of, like, who I lost in my life. So that's kind of just like where we're gonna leave it there. But just know that it was not easy it wasn't an easy pill to swallow. You know what I mean? It still isn't. It's still very, very hard. But I'm not going to put a damper on things. Just want to leave it at that. She will 100% be missed dearly by me, probably most of all. But, you know, she's touched so many people, from, like, friends and family and everything like that. She was a incredible person and a huge influence in my life. So I will dearly, dearly miss her. But yeah, so, we're gonna leave it at that. Thank you, Brand C717, for saying rest in peace. Really appreciate that. And to all the people who, you know, said rest in peace in, like, the other video that I mentioned, or the community post that I did about, I guess, 2 months ago or something. You guys were truly incredible for that. So I just want to say thank you so much for sending me, you know, your condolences and everything. But yeah, so how do I want to start this necessarily? You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the headphones because the music's kind of playing and everything. SpongeBob, oh, just pulled that one off. Okay, so again, Honeycake says, I am very sorry for your loss. I hope things will be better. Thank you very much for that. SpongeBob Lover says, hope you feel better. Yeah, I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's still, again, it hurts a lot though, but I'm not, like, you know, not doing terrible in terms of, like, my emotions or anything. At least not yet. I don't know when that's gonna happen. It may not happen. I don't know. But as of right now, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing fairly okay, I would say. I've been doing, like, a lot of things that has kind of been, like, keeping my spirits up in a way. Like, I've been hanging out with a couple of friends. Had a good Christmas this year, a great Christmas. You know, was able to hang out with some, like, guess I can call them family members now. And still had a place to be at with Thanksgiving, so that was cool. Went to a opening night performance of a show here in LA, Ain't Too Proud, which is a Temptations, you know, the old school Motown band Temptations. It was a story about them and all of that. That was pretty cool to see. Got those complimentary as well, which was pretty awesome. Last Friday, I went to Disneyland for Christmas, or for the Christmas season, which was pretty awesome. And I'm actually going back again next Friday, because I just had like such a great time. I was like, I have to go back. So, you know, so I that's happening. And what else? I think that's about it so far. But obviously, as you can see, I'm doing kind of like a lot of stuff to kind of, again, like, keep my spirits up, you know what I mean? And you know, doing all that. So, dang it, I wish I had some more water here. I'm not gonna leave just yet. But yeah, so So as of right now, I am doing pretty well. Again, it's partially why I've been kind of slow on making videos recently. Partially, well, here's the thing. Partially, the reason why I haven't really been making, too many videos recently is because of that, but also because I've kind of been a little bit at a stalemate, I guess. There's been a couple of things where, sometimes I didn't necessarily feel like making a video, or I don't exactly have, like, a topic I really want to talk about, or I feel strongly about to really make a video on. So it's kind of been that kind of situation recently. It sucked because there was like a couple of things that I wanted to talk about in a video for this week, but I just wasn't able to get to it. And so, and I wanted to do a live stream regardless. You know what I mean? I didn't want to just leave 2022 empty on this channel where, like, I'm not, I'm not either speaking with you or I'm not giving you guys, like, content or anything, so this may be, like, a normal thing with this channel where, like, I just do, like, live streams on the very last day. That's if I'm able to do it on each last day of the year. So that's, that might be a thing, because why not? It's kind of good to hang out with you guys, so we can kind of send off this year and celebrate the next year. Even though I will be honest, guys, not just because of what recently happened in my life, but just in general, the 2020s, no, not liking it. Just the 2020s, man. Oh my god, like, just so much crap that's been going on in everyday life, and it's been rough. The 2020s started off incredibly rocky, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better anytime soon. I would like to hope that it does. It's like, can we just calm it down on the craziness that's happening in the world? Like, please, not just for me, but for everybody, for the sake of humanity and sanity, can we please tone it down with the craziness? That's, yeah, Michael McJunkin, that's a new person. Hey, welcome to the stream. Says it's certainly better than 2020. 100%. 2020 probably is still the worst out of the, out of 2020, 2021, and 2022. But it just, in general right now, the 2020s are just not looking off to being a good decade. Coffee Jinx says hi. Hello, welcome. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to the stream. Holy crap, 46 people in this stream. What? Okay. I've never had this many people. That's freaking insane. My god. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm hoping 2023 is going to be a better year in general. Definitely in my life, because again, with what happened, that was a huge curve as to where I was going. But again, hopefully things are better in 2023. I'm definitely hoping so. But also just in general, I just hope that things, at least we can see like some sort of improvement happening in 2023. Because that's the other thing is like 2022, I think well, maybe not in general, but I'd say like at least in my life, like 2022 for the most part has been fairly okay. It's been fairly good. You know what I mean? Like, it could have still been better, but for the most part, it's been all right. I've had some pretty good highlights through 2022, I can definitely say. Again, well, I don't even know if I told you guys this. I most likely haven't, because I, again, have not been streaming. But I think I'd say one of the biggest highlights of 2022 was my Vegas trip, because me and Mom, we went to Las Vegas, and we went to see Silk Sonic in concert at a residency concert, I should say. And that was 100% the highlight of my life. That was so freaking awesome. She decided to buy those tickets because she wanted to see Silk Sonic, but she also said that is your your birthday present. And boy, what hell of a birthday present that was. That was absolutely incredible. It was such a fun concert. They're not performing anymore. Obviously, like, you know, those concerts usually only happen for like maybe a couple of months at a time, and then they'll leave, and then they'll come back later on at a date or something. But in terms of, like, say, Bruno Mars going back to Vegas to perform there, he's doing that I guess at the beginning of 2023 or something. But man, that was just such an awesome concert. So I would say that was definitely a highlight of this year. But also another highlight, and I think I've mentioned this. Yeah, I did. Was the show that I was a part of, called Maggie's Market, which is going to be on Yippee TV, a streaming service for children. It's a kids show. And that was such a fun, like, experience for me. You know what I mean? It was, like, such a great show. I can't wait for everybody to see it. We actually got a rough cut. Me and my co-star. Well, I'm technically the co-star. She's the main character, and I'm kind of like her best friend in the show. So I'm also kind of like a main character too, but she has more significance in the show than I do. But I'm in, like, in the episodes that we filmed, I'm still in, like, I'd say 95% of the of the episodes. So I still have a big presence in it. So you know what I mean. But we recently got, like, a rough cut of the first episode or second episode. I think either we filmed them in order or we didn't film them in order. I don't fully remember. Either way, I think it's the first episode. And we were, hold on just a quick second. Excuse me, but yeah. We got a rough cut of the episode. We got to see, like, most of it completed. There's certain, like, things that still need to be either fixed or added in there and whatnot. It's not fully completed. But we were able to kind of see everything with, like, say, the backgrounds put in, and because a lot of the show was filmed on, like, a green screen, so in a way it was slightly similar to, like, say, Blue's Clues, in a way where you're kind of filming mainly on a green screen and you're kind of just put in these worlds and stuff. And it's kind of like partially live action world, but some stuff is kind of like a cartoon, like a drawing or whatnot. You know, it's kind of an interesting concept, and it's for kids and everything. But we got to see that, and that was pretty freaking awesome. It looks great. Again, there's still certain things that they kind of need to fix and tweak and all that kind of stuff, though, but that just makes me, like, so excited for the show and so excited for everybody to see it. I'll be advertising as often as I can on my social medias, because I want all my friends and family to be able to watch it. So that was also cool. And I did mention this in one of my other videos, but being able to meet the creator of Johnny Bravo while working on that show was the coolest thing ever. And I wish that I had, I might have it somewhere in here, but I think it's probably still downstairs. But I wish I had, like, I mean, I have the script here though, but I can't necessarily retrieve it right now. But he gave me, like, an autograph on one of, like, my script pages, you know, on the episode that we were working on, and he gave me, like, a little sketch drawing of Johnny Bravo himself, and that was seriously the coolest freaking thing ever. Like, I mean, who would have thought, me working on that show, I'd be able to meet somebody that had a good, I wouldn't say, like, a huge influence on my childhood, but just the fact that I watched Johnny Bravo as a kid and I was able to meet the creator of that show, best thing ever. It's, yeah. So, for the most part, yeah, 2022 was definitely, like, a fairly good year. Just, again, had its ups and downs. End of the year, wish the end of the year could have a do-over. You know, certain things not happen, but it is what it is. But yeah, so, like, that's kind of where I'm at with 2022. Now, in terms of everything in life, like, outside of my life, just everything in general, it was definitely a mess. But, you know, so that's kind of where I'm at with 2022. It's ups and downs. You know. still better than 2020, 100%. Yeah, so that is so freaking true. Let me go through a little bit. SpongeBob Lover says, what's your show called? It's called Maggie's Market. You're not going to be able to find it anywhere just yet because we're able to talk about it, but it hasn't gone public in the sense of like, oh, you can look it up now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know when the show is going to be posted on, excuse me, on Yippee TV. Again, it's a streaming service for kids. And also it's kind of slightly religious, you know, it kind of mainly like Christian values and stuff. And the show that we're doing kind of has some Christian values in it. It's mainly just the fact that there's like certain situations we get into and we'll say kind of like a Bible verse that kind of how do I put this? Like it's a Bible verse that we'll say in the episode that kind of goes along with the journey that we're dealing, or kind of like the situations that we're dealing with, you know, and the character kind of learns from that and yada yada yada. But it's not like overly preachy or anything. Like if you were to even like take those moments out where we like say a Bible verse in the episode, it would just be like a regular kids show and it would still be fun, still get the message across and blah blah blah. So yeah, but again, you won't be able to find anything about it just yet. I'll most likely probably advertise it on this channel, maybe when it comes out. I'm not 100% sure. It's possible, but again, not fully sure if that's necessarily the case. But yeah, so that's the name of the show. We filmed it in a week. It only has like, I think 5 episodes, because technically this is considered a pilot season. So for all I know, these could be the only episodes that we ever air, or it's popular enough to where it is going to be picked up and we'll do a full season 1, or I guess technically season 2. So that would be pretty cool. So hopefully when it does come out, it is successful enough and we can continue doing more episodes. And it pays. Good pay. So I'm like, yes. But yeah, so there is that. Let's see. I kind of want to see if there's anything else I kind of want to mention before I guess I start kind of looking through the chat and kind of answering some of your questions or reading your comments or whatnot. Because if you're new to the channel, but if you're also new to hold on just for a quick second. Yeah, if you're new to the channel and if you're also new to the streams, I tend to kind of just ramble about certain things in the beginning to kind of get things going, but then also I'll tend to mainly just like read some of your comments. It's getting a little toasty in here. But I kind of tend to read some of your comments and kind of like answer your questions and stuff. You know, I don't get to every single comment, especially now since I have like more people in my streams than I'm usually used to, and it looks like I'm getting quite a few comments as well, so so that's kind of the situation there. I think I will be back just quickly because I do want to get some water, because another thing that I also want to mention here is that when I do tend to do these streams, it is always like without fail with these streams, I always end up somewhat kind of losing my voice. I don't know why that happens, but it seems like I always end up kind of losing my voice a little bit, or not losing my voice, but my voice kind of begins to get a little dry. So I don't really have a water bottle. Well, I do have a water bottle next to me, but it's empty, so I just kind of want to fill it up so I can at least have some water while I'm doing the stream. So I'll be right back just quickly, just so I can get some water. So do not go anywhere, okay? So hang tight. and we're back. All right, cool. Dope. All right, so, okay. So, hold on a sec. So, why not? I'm going to look a little bit through the comments. So, it says, Joseph Ramirez says, regular Josh 1, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie next year? Absolutely excited for it. I was a little nervous. Like, I think everybody was. I think everybody was definitely a little nervous as to how that movie would have turned out, especially since it's, being made by Illumination, you know, which I personally do not have any issues. Make sure that the door is closed. Yeah, I personally don't have any issues with Illumination films. I know a lot of other people do. They're not the biggest fans of it, which is fine. But I personally don't have any issues with Illumination films. But I definitely am very excited for the movie. It looks freaking awesome. I personally don't mind Chris Pratt's voice as Mario. I mean, I know it's a movie, so they're not gonna always, you know, have the exact voice actors from the games or from the series doing this and yada yada yada. That's just how Hollywood works, and I'm to expect that. You know what I mean? But regardless, still looks pretty freaking awesome. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's gonna be kind of like I guess an origin story as to how Mario came to the world and how he is known for saving the princess and defeating Bowser and yada yada yada. It's gonna be very, very, very interesting to see how this plays out. But again, I'm very excited. What makes it a little bit more exciting for me as well is that Universal Studios in Hollywood they're actually opening up their Super Nintendo World in February. Right? Yeah, they're opening it in February. And so, obviously, I'm not going to go because crowds... Universal Studios Hollywood is not the biggest park. So, because of that, it can get really crammed in there when there's a lot of people. So, I'm most likely going to wait until crowds kind of die down a little bit so I can go over and experience Super Nintendo World. That may not be until next year. Who knows? I mean... Well, next year is technically 2023. We're still in 2022 right now. But you know what I mean? Like, I may not experience Super Nintendo World until, like, a year after it opens. Which is fine. It happened with Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I wasn't really in the park for, like, the first couple of years that it was opened. In fact, I didn't even experience Wizarding World of Harry Potter until 2021. When the park was technically closed, but they had this like Taste of Universal like food event where you could go to some of the food locations in the park and try out some of their food items. And I was able to go to Wizarding World of Harry Potter for the first time, and that was awesome. And the second time I actually went, and again, this was last year, by the way. The second time I went, it was very cool because they were actually testing the rides, and we were allowed to get on it. So we paid less to get into the park, but we were also able to get on some of the rides. That was freaking awesome when that happened. So yeah, so that'll most likely be what is going to be my situation when it comes to Super Nintendo World. It looks freaking awesome, by the way, and I'm very, very excited to go to that when it eventually opens and when I eventually go back to Universal Studios. But yeah, either way, you can see I'm pretty excited. I'm not like really the biggest movie person, at least in terms of like recent movies that comes out. But this one I'm definitely watching, like 100%. I also want to see the new Puss in Boots movie that recently just came out. I'm hearing incredible things about it, and I really, really do want to see it. It looks great. I don't know when I'm going back to the movie theaters, but hopefully I get to see it like maybe in the next couple of weeks or so. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited. Now, before I jump into reading your comments and answering some of your questions, I do want to ask a question for you guys, and that is, for 2022, at least for this channel, it's not like an overall question with like, oh, everything that happened in 2022 and da-da-da-da-da. I'm talking specifically for this channel. What was your favorite channel? I would never ask that question. What was your favorite video from my channel in 2022? Specifically from 2022. Because I think I posted more, well, I don't know. I don't know if I posted more. It feels like I posted more videos this year than I did last year, but maybe I didn't. It might have been the same amount of videos. I'm not 100% sure. It's interesting because there was like, I was watching like a couple of videos that I posted this year that I thought I posted like in late 2021 or something. It was kind of funny. But yeah, but I'm just curious, you know, like what videos were your favorite from this particular year? Because I always, you know, try to improve on my content in any way that I can, whether it be that I'm a bit more energetic in videos, or I try to be more entertaining in my videos. There's just some videos that I do where I can't really be all that entertaining. I try, but I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me. Where, you know, sometimes I'm a bit more serious, as Paulie just mentioned the Warner Brothers Discovery video. I did a couple of them, honestly. So yeah, but you know, sometimes I have to be either like legitimately serious or real. Not that I'm being fake in any of my videos, but you know, sometimes I have to like completely just not write a script and just speak. And obviously with the Warner Brothers Discovery video, where I kind of just ranted throughout the entire video, I was legitimately upset with some of the some of the things that they were doing. So you know what I mean? So that one, you know, that was kind of like a real emotion that you were hearing, at least in my voice. But there's sometimes when I do videos, like say schedule videos, which I haven't done a lot of them this year, because I didn't really think there was much of a reason for it, but some people still ask me to do schedule videos for either Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, and those I try, but I can't necessarily be all that entertaining. And what I mean by that is that, like, in my videos, I tend to try to be, I guess, somewhat comedic, or I at least try to slip in a little bit of like silliness into my videos, where I try to do maybe a joke, or I'll be a little strange. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know my videos. You know how, you know, I try to add a little bit of comedy in there. But there's just some videos where I'm literally just not able to squeeze anything in that would be at least a little bit funny. That's assuming if I'm funny at all. You know what I mean? Like, I add some of these jokes in there, but for all I know, I could be either incredibly cringeworthy or I am not funny at all. It would not surprise me in the slightest. Yeah. Let me just hold on for a quick second. Only doing this. So, just moving forward right now, no spamming in the live stream. I will put you guys on timeout if you're asking the same question over and over and over and over and over again. I do see your comments, but I don't want you guys to, you know, flood the chat with like the same questions over and over and over again. So, for the time being, you know, unfortunately, I have to put you in timeout, but just don't do any spamming in the chat. I will get to your questions. So I'm currently not accepting, like, you know, reading questions right now. I'm kind of asking you guys some stuff. But yeah, so, oh, and Gary the editor is in the video. Welcome. I'm in the video. This is not a video, it's a stream. So welcome, Gary the editor. Thank you so much for being here. And also, guys, give him a round of applause, honestly, for doing all of these videos throughout the year. He's been an incredible force in this channel. There's times where I tell this guy, hey, you don't need to continue editing right now. Go to sleep. It is not worth it staying up so late to edit these videos, but he still does it. You know, I try to tell him to stop sometimes, but he just continues. And it's like, you know what, that's fine. You know, I don't you know, but it's more so that he's just very determined to get the videos down on time or something, and I really do appreciate that. And he does an incredible job of editing my videos, man. Like, there's some things that he does, like the Caillou video where I'm talking about like the Caillou reboot, and I kind of have that little meltdown, and the editing that he does during that is just honestly incredible. And so again, you know, gotta give it up to him. He is just an incredible editor, and I'm so glad that he has, you know, kind of agreed to be my editor for this channel, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know if this channel would even be as big as it currently is right now. I mean, 10,000 subs. I reached 10,000 subs this year. Again, not at the greatest time. It couldn't have happened at a more worse time in my life, but still, regardless, I reached 10,000 subs, and it's incredible. And so, thank you so much for that. Obviously, of course, you guys are big factors to why, as to why I reached 10,000 subs. But also, I think, again, because of him, you know, and his editing and his determination to get these videos out and to, you know, do everything, absolutely just freaking incredible. So I have to thank you so much for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through a little bit of the comments because I did ask the question as to what your favorite video was from me this year. And so I kind of want to read through some of them, just so I can maybe talk about them just a little bit. But I do want to look through some of those comments. Okay, so let me see. Trying to look for some of them. Let's see. Oh, SpongeBob Lover says, I'm gonna visit Super Nintendo World around after it opens up. It's very exciting, you know. Like when I saw the Super Nintendo World that opened in Japan, and knowing that we were gonna get something similar to that here in Hollywood, absolutely excited. You know, it looks incredible. So I'm very excited for that. That's amazing. Let's see. Joseph Ramirez says, I've only been to Universal Studios once, which was 3 years ago, but I wish I could go there again. Universal Studios is a lot of fun. I wish I could go more often. I just don't. I usually go to Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm mainly because I have like a season pass over there because I love that park. And Disneyland because every time I go to Disneyland, I always have an incredible time, and it always pulls me back to go again. So rip my wallet. Yeah, but yeah, definitely very excited. I want to go back to Universal Studios very soon. A lot of changes are going to be happening there, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Number 1Z Animal Lover says, hi, Josh, what's up? Hello, welcome to the stream. And Cameron Parker also says, hi, hello, welcome. Ryan Treasure says, do you like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter more than Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Absolutely. Galaxy's Edge at Farm. Now, Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland is pretty cool thematically. Like, I'm not a Star Wars fan. Like, I've never watched any of the movies, and I'm just not interested. But going into the land, I think it's pretty cool. At the same time, though, I only legitimately do one thing there, and that's Falcon Smuggler's Run. I don't do Rise of the Resistance. The line is way too long. It's I have a whole thing with long lines. I just don't wait in any line that's like over an hour. Absolutely not. But that's the only ride I do there, and there's just not too much to do in that land. You know, it's massive, expansive, and it looks great, but I just wish there was like more of a reason for me to return to that land, because I can go to Disneyland, not go to Galaxy's Edge, and I feel like I won't miss a thing. So, you know, so I wish they kind of done better there. Whereas with Wizarding World of Harry Potter, not only do they have those two pretty cool rides over there, Flight of the Hippogriff and Journey of I think it's called the Forbidden Ride or something. Hogwarts. I don't know. I don't know it off the top of my head though. That was the first time I ever done that ride. It was so freaking awesome. It was so fun. I gotta get on that the next time I go. But also, it's just, and again, also, I am not a fan of Harry Potter. Not that I don't like it, I just never read any of the books, and I've only watched the first movie, and I wasn't really interested to watch any of the other films. So that's where I'm at. But even then, like, the theming, the attention to detail, and, you know, kind of the interactivity that you have at Wizarding World of Harry Potter is just pretty freaking awesome. So I think they did an amazing job there. So in my personal opinion, I think it's better than the Star Wars land that we have at Disneyland. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. Okay, so let me get back on track. Number 1Z Animal Lover says his favorite video, or her, is the Batwheels review. Really? I mean, yeah, I guess I can see why. I was a little silly in that one, especially how I started it off. You know what I mean? That I think I did. That was pretty funny, especially with Alex kind of lowering my voice to make it sound more like an announcer's voice. It was pretty funny, so that's pretty cool. Quartzy says my favorite video is when you and Gary the editor roasted Marmaduke. Oh my god! If you guys were there for when we watched the movie together, which he lives all the way in New York, and I'm here in California, so the way we were able to watch the film together was we just went on Netflix, and we kind of were just texting each other throughout the film, and we were kind of making sure we were watching at the exact same time. So I wasn't, I didn't start before him, he didn't start before me, yada yada yada. That was kind of our way that we were watching the film together. And when we needed to pause, we would pause it together and stuff like that, so we could just talk about what was going on. Oh my god. That it was fun just watching it with him, but that movie, as you can tell from the film, from the video that we did together, it was a god awful movie. But yeah, I think that was one of my favorite videos of this year as well. It was kind of fun to just roast it, and with us kind of like writing the script together to review this movie was also a lot of fun as well. So that was pretty cool. Joseph Ramirez says my favorite video from you was when you were going on a rant on the Warner Brothers Discovery purge that was going. Yeah, absolutely. I got like some pretty good views from that one, because I think a lot of people, I think I was just echoing like a lot of people's opinions and thoughts about what was going on with Warner Brothers Discovery. So that was, you know, that was kind of like, because it was just such a huge mess for what they were doing to the company and everything. It was insane. Like, it's kind of calmed down just a little bit, but they're still making like some crazy decisions right now, you know, and so it's still meh, but you know. Let's see. Also, Bluebird Grumpy Cat also says the favorite one was my thoughts on the HBO Max animation Purge. Dude, I don't think I've said hi to you. If I didn't, hello and welcome. Says I find it funny when you go whenever you go crazy when you talk about CoComelon, Baby Shark, or Caillou. Yeah, I mean that's just I don't know where that necessarily came from, but I kind of just decided, yeah, let me do a little running gag where when I'm talking about these shows, I go a little insane. I don't know why. It just because do those shows make me go insane? No. Does Caillou make me go insane? No. It annoys me more than anything else, but it doesn't make me go insane. Does Baby Shark make me go insane? No. I can tolerate Baby Shark, but it's still like, it's still a kind of a funny thing to do. Does CoComelon make me go insane? That's debatable. For one, like I tried watching it a couple of times and my brain just goes numb. That's what CoComelon does to you. It literally just makes your brain go numb because it's just mindless. It's mindless drool. I guess that's what you can call it or whatever. I don't know. I can't stand it. Listening to the singing voices is annoying. The animation is just like mind-numbing in a way, and it's kind of creepy in some ways too, just the way that they move and the way they look. Ugh. But yeah, I wouldn't say it makes me go crazy, but out of all those three, I can't stand Cocomelon. I just can't. Oof. My cousin has a child now. She's almost gonna be 2 years old, I think, in a couple of months, and she likes Bluey, which is a good thing, but she also likes Cocomelon. And it's kind of like, do I have to be here while listening to Cocomelon just so the kid can just watch it and be quiet? It's like, ugh. You know what I mean? And they don't like listening to Cocomelon either, but what can you do? If you're a parent, that's what you have to go through. So, but yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed those videos. Let's see here. Nancy also says, I would have to say my favorite video of yours this year is your review of Netflix Marmaduke. Maybe it's because I hated the movie as much as you did. Yeah, that one again, that was a pretty fun one to do. Let me see, I'm trying to get caught up here. AJ Robertson says, do you have pets? I don't know if you were asking that to Gary or Alex, or if you were asking that to me. I'll just answer it. I do have 2 pets. One is named Shadow. He is 16 years old. Still doing pretty well for a dog that age, because dogs usually do not, well, little dogs, he's a small dog, they can last generally around that age, but you know, but most dogs don't really live that long. And the other dog I have, her name is Jerry, and she is 12 years old. In fact, we actually found her on the street, which was crossing the street, and we just picked her up and took her home, and she's been our dog ever since. And that was literally 12 years ago. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. So 2 dogs. Let's see. Dorothy says, what's your favorite animation of 2023? That's a good question. Well, you mean 2022, I think, because we're not in 2023 yet. Again, that's a good question. That's a tough one. I think I'm just gonna go with Bat Wheels. I know that's probably a little ironic, but I think as of right now, because it's kind of the only thing that can come up in the top of my head right now, is technically Bat Wheels. And I would say that because not only do I think it's a really good show, but just the animation of it, especially for a preschool series, I would say is pretty top notch. You know what I mean? I think it does an incredible job. So I would have to go with that for now. I may have a later, actually, you know what? I may take that back. It is one of my favorites of 2022, but I'm going to take that back. I would have to say it's the 2nd season of Green Eggs and Ham. Green Eggs and Ham is literally an incredible show. And just the way it's animated is so amazing. Like, it's just beautiful all throughout the entire show. And it's 2D animated, so or hand-drawn animated, might I add. And it's just an incredible show. Great story, great characters. I still am not really a fan of Eevee in the 2nd season. Like, I understand that she was upset with what Guy did, which is understandable, but at the same time, she was just needlessly way too cruel to him in the 2nd season when it came to, like, the second half of the 2nd season, and it just left a sour taste in my mouth. And I wish they kind of were able to resolve that better the way that they did in the show. But yeah, so that was like my main issue with the show, which was mainly Eevee. That's it. But I would have to say that was my favorite animation of 2022. Let's see. Let's continue here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it just skipped. Okay. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to get to. You know what? I'm just gonna start from the bottom and may go up, or let me just start from a certain point. Okay. All right, here we go. So, a cartoon says no one. Cartoon fan says no one better get mad, but I do watch stuff like Cocomelon and Caillou. Hey, absolutely. Look, I may not like those shows. I may not like that stuff, but I am not the kind of person who is going to shame you for liking watching CoComelon, or shame you for liking Caillou, or even if you liked that Marmaduke movie, which I personally found to be terrible. I'm not going to make fun of you for it. I'm not going to make you feel ashamed for watching it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are just all my opinions, and I want people to understand that. I've kind of had to make that clear on my channel plenty of times, is that I don't, you know, people like what they like. They, you know, so I'm not, if I don't like something, that doesn't mean that you have to have the same opinions as I do and be like, yeah, he doesn't like it, I don't like it either. You know what I mean? I am not that kind of person, and I'm not going to be that kind of person. So if that's the kind of stuff you enjoy watching, then that's fine. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. So, you know, so that's all I want to say. I don't want anyone to feel ashamed for watching certain things. Even if I review that stuff and I don't like it, I don't want you to feel ashamed that you like it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say for that. So that's fine, of course. Andre Partridge? I think that's how you say your last name. I'm bad with last names for some reason. I'm not really the best at, like, pronouncing names either, which is kind of bad when I do, like, my job, which is Uber Eats currently. I always have to kind of, like, read the names of the customer that I'm picking up for and delivering to. And a lot of times I'll read some of the names and I'm kind of like, how the heck do I say their name? You know what I mean? So I'm not the best when it comes to name pronunciation sometimes. But anyway, he says, my favorite video of yours this year was the Netflix Boss Baby one a few months back. I completely forgot about that one, honestly. Yeah, because that one was so interesting that Netflix said they want more of their videos to be like Boss Baby, and it was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, Boss Baby out of all things? Which I think they said that in the sense of they wanted more of their shows to be successful, like the Boss Baby series. But even then, still, like, it was like, you're using that as an example for what you want most of your shows to be like. It's like, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, it was strange. Gary the Editor says that was the last video I did. Oh, he was talking about his live action Pinocchio review, which never watched. Not the video, but the movie. If you know me, if you've been a subscriber to me for a while, you know that I'm, like, strictly against Disney live action remakes. I don't like them. I'm sorry, but I don't. I refuse to watch any of them, especially since they are 95% of the time, almost all the time, I would say, worse than their animated counterparts. They're worse than the originals almost all the time without fail. You know, I watch a bunch of these, like, reviews and stuff, so yeah. So I'm just not a fan. And I'm not looking forward to the live action Little Mermaid either, because I know what they're going to do to mess it up, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just no, sorry. But yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's see here. Michael Jackson, Roblox Gaming and Robot Gaming and Gaming says, hi Josh, big fan, welcome. I don't think I've seen you on my streams before. Weirdly enough, even though I haven't streamed in a year, I think it was about a year, I still remember certain people that would pop up in my streams, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, welcome. Paulie says, Space Jam: A New Legacy, have you seen it? No, I have not. Am I interested in watching it? No. It just looked bad to me. I was like, I don't think I'm interested. I don't think I'm gonna watch. So, yeah. KBA, I guess, says, hey Josh, one of my subscribers are here. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Small world, isn't it, sometimes? AJ Robertson says, wow, she's old. Yeah, actually Shadow is a boy. They always kind of get that mixed up sometimes. And Jerry is the girl. But yeah, Shadow is definitely an old dog, and just the fact that he's still here with us, and he's still doing pretty well for his age. I'm pretty surprised. I always kind of have that worry as to like when, when it'll happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Does he have some issues right now? Yeah, like I think he's kind of lost a little bit of his hearing, but he can still hear to some degree. And he has definitely lost, I'd say, most of his eyesight. Like I think everything's kind of like a blur to him. But other than that, for the most part, he's still doing pretty well. So it's pretty good. JJ Bulldog says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yes, I'm really hoping. For some of you, it's going to be 2023 in 2 hours. So, that's pretty cool. Hope you guys celebrate pretty well. I'm not going to be on the stream for too long. I don't know. I might end it, not exactly now or anything, but I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for a bit. Because I do also want to eat something. I haven't had dinner, so I will eventually, I don't know. But don't worry, I'm not going to end it now. I might stream for another hour or so. We'll see. I usually stream for like 2 hours or something. Let's see here. Yeah, Green Eggs and Ham is a classic. Absolutely. I really, again, I think it was an incredible show. It sucks that it's not being renewed for a 3rd season. But, honestly, I'm glad that it was able to get a 2nd season. And I'm not really sure what they would have been able to do if it was to have gotten a 3rd season. But I'm glad we got the show regardless. And, hopefully we can get some more shows that are similar to Green Eggs and Ham. Oh boy, I'm hoping that's, okay, it was a little glitch there for a second. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get more shows like Green Eggs and Ham where it can take like existing properties, but just expand on it some more, where you don't know where it's going and it kind of just gives a bit more story than what we know about. Like it's an adaptation in that sense where you don't know everything that's going to happen. You may think you do, but you don't. It adds more story to like what we were given and stuff like that, or just be able to make it creative, if that makes sense. Because the way that they did Green Eggs and Ham, it was incredibly creative in my personal opinion, and I think they did a fantastic job on that. So that was absolutely great. Let's see here. Dorothy, the UI fanatic, says 2nd season is also the final, as it was canceled thanks to David. Are we talking about Green Eggs and Ham, Dorothy, or were we talking about another show? I'm not 100% sure. Jeffy 2010 says hi, welcome. Again, I'm not 100% sure if I've ever seen you on a stream before, but if you're new, welcome to the stream. Michael Jackson Roblox Gaming says, Josh, have you ever watched the Cuphead show? No, I have not. Never played the game either. Oh, great. My stomach's growling, so I'm definitely hungry. But yeah, I never watched the show because I wasn't exactly like interested, but I've heard some good things about it, so I might decide to check it out at some point. So I'm not 100% sure, but either way, I've heard some pretty good things about the Cuphead show, so it might be a thing that I check out at some point. Let's see. I don't know why it continues to just skip all the way down to like the bottom of the chat, because I keep looking through like some stuff, and it's, it just keeps, I don't know, it's strange. Let's see where. Okay, so I think I'm back to where I am. Cameron Parker says, Josh, are you going to review the Blue's Clues movie next year? I've still yet to see it. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I guess it depends. But I'm not really sure, to be incredibly honest with you. It's a possibility, but I don't know. I mean, it depends. That's the only thing I can say. It depends, 100%. Cartoon Network Fan 2022 says, I love your videos. Where's Mau Mau? Okay, so let's talk about Mau Mau for just a quick second. I I think regardless, even though I'm kind of talking about this right now, regardless, I'm still going to make a video about it. Apparently the situation with Mau Mau is that it is not canceled. Because somebody on Twitter, kind of made a post talking, sharing their, kind of like their conversation with somebody from Titmouse Inc. I think it's called Titmouse Inc. or something like that. That's the animation studio that creates Mau. And apparently what's going on is that the second season, as of right now, is in limbo because of the restructuring happening with Warner Brothers Discovery. So because of that, they're not really sure if they're going to be able to continue working on season 2, or if the show is just going to outright be canceled and you're not going to get a season 2. So there's really no way of knowing as of right now. So as far as we know, Mau Mau is not canceled, but at the same time, we don't know if it's going to come back because of everything that's happening. So that's kind of, so I definitely, again, would like to talk about that in a video. Excuse me, so I can kind of go into a bit more depth about that, because I do kind of find it to be like a little interesting. But yeah, so that's kind of the situation right now with Mau Mau. I do wish that it could, you know, could be confirmed that it's going to come back. So obviously, and you know, and here's the other thing. I knew that it wasn't outright canceled, and I'm saying this because when other shows have been canceled, whether it be because of the Warner Brothers Discovery situation or what have you, most of, like, say, the creators or people who are animating the show or writing the show, you would see some posts from them, maybe on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and they will, you know, talk about the show being canceled, and you know, kind of talking about like, hey man, we've had a great time on the show, I'm glad that I was able to work on it, blah blah blah, right? We didn't see anything from anyone working on Mau Mau. Even the creator hasn't really said anything about like where Mau Mau is in terms of whether it's canceled or whether it's still going or whatever. You know what I mean? You haven't seen anything from them. So that's kind of why I still held on to hope as to whether Mau Mau would return, because if they're not saying anything about the show being canceled, then it probably means it's not canceled yet. Who knows? They probably can't necessarily say too much as to what's going on, but that kind of seems to be the case right now. So, yeah. But again, I'll probably go into a little bit more detail on a video. And maybe I'll just kind of not regurgitate, just say the same things that I just said now in a video. But regardless, I do want to make a video about that. So, look out for that. Could be the next video. So we'll see. Okay, so Gary the editor is talking about his favorite animated movies of the year. I'm not even sure if did I even see a new animated movie this year? To be honest, I don't even remember. So I'm not even sure if I really seen like a new animated film this year. Again, I'm not someone that's really watched a lot of films. I definitely did not watch a lot of movies this year at all. So I don't think I would even have an answer. But for him, he says his favorite animated movies of the year are Turning Red, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, and Guillermo. Again, I am so bad with freaking names. Del Toro's Pinocchio. I have yet to see Puss in Boots, but I definitely do want to see that. The Pinocchio film, I've heard some pretty good things about it. Am I personally interested in watching it? Not exactly, but I already have confidence that it's better than the other two Pinocchio films that came out, especially A True Story. But I definitely do have confidence that that is a pretty good film. And Alex liked it as well. I think he had like some slight issues with it, but he overall gave it a pretty good review from what he's told me, because he tends to watch like a lot of films. In fact, I think he's just finishing watching A Strange World from Disney, and just from what we've been talking about throughout the day, he's not really a big fan of it so far. So that one is also not one I'm really interested in watching either, because it just doesn't, I don't know, I haven't really heard like the greatest things from that film, and it just seems very generic. So I don't know. If you guys have seen the movie, let me know what your thoughts on it, I guess. But yeah. And Turning Red, I hear so many good things about that film. I am just not interested in that movie at all. I still remember the first time watching, not the teaser trailer, but the actual, like, just regular trailer that came out. And because here's the thing, I was excited for that film. That's the problem. I was excited for that film. But when I when I saw like the first trailer, and when we saw like May, I guess that's her name, kind of talking, and you see her kind of walking through the streets of the city or something, I just instantly got annoyed. I was like, no, absolutely not. It was just like, I just got annoyed. I was like, no, I instantly turned off. And then when she became a red panda for the first time, and I started hearing her crying with that music in the background, I was like, yeah, I am not watching this. So I was just completely turned off of the movie, and because of that, I'm just literally not interested. In fact, it's gotten so bad that I literally just tried to pretend that the movie doesn't exist. Like, oh my god, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but it's just, I just have no interest in the movie whatsoever. Just not a damn interest in the film. Again, I hear so many people saying how good of a film it is, and there's a lot of people that have been telling me, oh, you really need to check it out, it's a great film. I just say no. It just seems so cringeworthy to me, and I'm not keen on watching it. I may come around and decide to watch it at some point, but as of right now, it is a major no. But that's just that's where I'm at right now. Don't hate me, but that's where I am with that. AJ Robertson says, what are your favorite cartoons? Mine are Cat Dog and Winx Club, and it's okay to like CoComelon. Yeah, it's fine to like CoComelon. If that's your thing, that's fine. I mean, hell, I watch a couple of shows on like Disney Junior and Cartoonito. So like, I would literally have like no freaking room to talk about anyone that enjoys watching CoComelon. I mean, yeah, CoComelon's worse than those kinds of shows, but still, I would still like have no room to talk. You know what I mean? You know, but my favorite cartoons, again, I would have to say, I would still count this as a cartoon technically. It is a series, but I would consider Green Eggs and Ham to be my favorite. I would say I wouldn't even know if I would say Big Nate would be a favorite. I only really watched the first season once, and I haven't really watched it again. It's a good show. I definitely do enjoy it, and I will eventually watch the second season, because that is recently been it's recently been released, so I will eventually watch that. That is not good placement for the mic. It is kind of partially covering the computer screen. But yeah, that is something. Am I all the way? Okay, yeah. But wow, that is a huge delay in the stream. Okay. It is what it is. But yeah, but like I can't think of anything off of the top of my head of like what else would be considered a favorite. Well, Bat Wheels, that would also be considered a favorite cartoon as well. And I'm mainly kind of just focusing on like shows that came out this year, I think. I'm not trying to like just overall say like, oh, all the favorite cartoons that I have and da 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 da. So I'm kind of just like doing that, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, I guess, in terms of like where my favorite cartoons are. That's kind of all I can think about right now. But yeah, Quartzy says The Bad Guys is my favorite animated movie of 2022. Yeah, I recently watched that film, honestly, and I enjoyed it. You know, I thought like it was animated very well. It was pretty funny. It had a really good story to it, and I just loved the characters. I really, really did enjoy that film. So yeah, I would definitely say that The Bad Guys is also one of my favorite films of 2022. I would wish that it could win some award if it hasn't won any award for being a great film. I'm not even going to hope for the Oscars. Why? Because the Oscars always gives the award for best animated film to Disney. No matter what, it is always going to go to Disney. It will not surprise me. Did Turning Red come out this year, or did it come out last year? I don't remember, but if Turning Red has not been nominated for a best animated film, it wouldn't surprise me if that were to win, just because it's Disney. Not saying because I don't think it's a good film, blah, 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 but still, it would not surprise me in the slightest if it's because it's Disney. Because it happens every freaking year. A couple of times you may have a couple of gems where it's not a Disney film, but it usually is always a Disney film, and so I don't even care. You know what I mean? It's like the KCAs where SpongeBob always wins favorite cartoon. I literally don't care. It's irrelevant to me now. So, you know, so that's where I am personally with all of that. But yeah. So, right, so continuing on there. Prince Tinley says, hey Josh, how was your day? My day was pretty good. It was raining a little bit outside. But I did do some kind of like deliveries to earn some money. And I'd say it was a pretty good day today. So, I cannot complain. Joshua Walter says, Gary the editor, what is the reason that Bluey got censored on Disney Plus for season 3? Because of different censorship laws we have in America. So trust me, it was not a Disney thing. Disney was only complying with like the censorship laws in our country. And so because of that, there were certain things that was felt that needed to be censored, which were a couple of things that I think were pretty dumb, but they kind of fixed some of the stuff. Because there's some, like, I mean, there's a couple of things that I can kind of see why they censor it, but at the same time, it generally is kind of dumb things as well, if that makes sense. Joseph Ramirez says, my favorite movies of 2022 were Turning Red, Sonic 2, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was such a fun film. Like, both of those movies were great. I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was just a little better. But yeah, I can't wait for the third movie to come out, especially the way that the second movie ended. It has to be epic. They had a gold mine with this freaking franchise, man. Like, because everyone thought that movie was gonna be terrible, especially with the old design that they had before, but it was able to be turned around and it turned out to be a great film. So you got to applaud the people for that. The Bad Guys and the Bob Burgers movie. Nice. I have not seen Bob Burgers movie. I'm not really interested in like Bob's Burgers as much. I haven't heard much about that film. I don't know if people liked it or if it was regarded as a great film or if it was okay. I don't know. But I haven't really seen much about it, so yeah. Let's see. Andre says, I just wanted to let you know that I am also working on an independent animated series myself called the Palmerio Family. Nice. Congratulations. That's pretty cool. Definitely let me know more about it. I would like to check it out. I think I'm gonna try to skip more for skip a little further down. I do want to get caught up. So let's see. Because I kind of have like an issue with like trying to read as many comments as I possibly can. And then I get so behind. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a problem. And by the way, if you notice why I keep shifting, I'm kind of like sitting in this chair I guess you could say crisscross applesauce or something, crossing my legs. So I keep trying to get like comfortable in this position. And then my feet end up kind of like falling asleep. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, so Turning Red did come out of March of this year. All right. Again, it is most likely going to win because it's a Disney film, and people who vote for the Oscars do not give a damn about animated movies because it's for kids. So, when it comes to the best animated feature at the Oscars, I am not going to give a single damn about who wins because they don't take it seriously, so why should I? I would like to take it seriously, but yeah, that's really all I can say. It just sucks, you know. The industry has a long way to go when it comes to handling animation, like 100%, because it annoys me how people view animation and how animation is treated within the industry. Oh, and there's another. I'm not gonna go over it here, but there's another kind of like video topic I'd like to make. It's about like Nickelodeon and this recent show that was also canceled from Nickelodeon while it was in development, and it was for a very stupid reason. I'm gonna talk about that. I may talk about that after I make the video about Mao Mao, and I might do it before. I'm not really 100% sure, but we'll see. I'm sure some of you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I will definitely talk about that in a video coming up. Prince Tinley says, who inspired you to be a YouTuber? I would say either Ben T. Looney, it's Ben the Looney at the time, and probably Donut 1995. I mean 1999, not 1995. Rebel Taxi slightly, and Pie Guy Rules. I think those were the people who really kind of like got me into talking about, like, you know, ranting on the channel and talking about like animated content. And so that's kind of, I guess they were the ones that technically inspired me to become a YouTuber. So that's why I am here now. Was there something else I wanted to mention? I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? Very quickly, I will mention. If you guys see in the kind of like in the description of the video, you'll notice that I posted like a Ko-Fi link to like a Ko-Fi, however you say it or something. I did make like a community post like a while ago. Again, this was before everything happened in November. But I did make several community posts talking about like making a membership on this channel, or doing like a Ko-Fi page or something. And it seemed like, surprisingly to me, that a lot of you guys would be willing to become a member of the channel, or, you know, support me in that sense with Ko-Fi or whatever, which is pretty dope. I'm not 100% sure if I'm still, well, I might still do it, you know, I might still like try to set that up, because again, for whatever reason, I cannot monetize my videos on YouTube anymore. They say it was because of like some some like policy that I apparently broke, but they don't even tell me what it is. You know what I mean? Like I had to look through everything that I did on my channel, or all of this stuff, to see if there was anything that I did that was bad, with Google AdSense and whatnot, and I couldn't find anything. You know what I mean? They just say, oh, inactive, like, not inactive, but something about like clicks or whatever. And it was like, can you at least tell me what happened with this channel that caused you to say, we gotta shut down your Google AdSense? And, you know, and I tried to appeal it twice, and then it was like, yeah, well, sorry, but we're just not going to reinstate your channel to be monetized. And it's like, can you at least tell me or show me what happened so I can, like, maybe try to rectify it or whatever? Like, it was just dumb. So it's like, whatever, because I used to be able to make videos, I mean money off of my videos, not a bunch, but I was able to make some income with my videos. But now that was just taken away from me, and again, I literally have like no clue as to why, and it's just not going to come back. So it's like, whatever. So that's kind of the only reason as to why excuse me, that's kind of the only reason as to why I kind of wanted to create like a membership on the channel, or do like a Ko-Fi page, which again you can see in the description of this stream. Only just because, like, I do want to kind of continue to make some sort of revenue on the channel, but that's mainly because I want to put that into the channel, and that also means putting it into the pockets of my editor, because sometimes, like, because I do pay Alex. I currently am not paying him for these videos because he's offering to do them for free, because he knows that with everything that's going on, I haven't been able to work for a while because of the whole situation, and so I wasn't really able to like pay him per video or pay him on time. So that's kind of like the main reason as to why I kind of set that up, because I mainly kind of want to pay him for the videos, because like again, as I said before, like he does so much with editing the videos. He'll stay up late at night to get it finished, which again, I tell him over and over and over again to not do that, but he does it because he's very determined, you know what I mean, to get the videos done and on time. And you know, and also he's kind of busy too, so sometimes he literally doesn't have the time. But you know, so that's kind of like the only reason as to why, like, you know, I kind of have that set up and everything. So I might go a little further into it in terms of like doing the membership stuff. I would just have to kind of figure out like what I would do in order to make it, I guess, more like give more of a reason as to why to join a membership to this channel. Not saying that it needs to happen. I'm not, you know, trying to coerce everybody to be a membership to the be a member of the channel and da. Not, you know, just want to make that sure, not pressuring anybody to do anything. I'm just only putting that out there as like an option. Like if anybody wants to do that or donate or do whatever, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's not a guarantee at all. I mean, not a guarantee. It's not something you gotta do. So that's all I have to say there. But yeah, I might expand on that. Maybe not. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Again, I want to go ahead and get caught up on the comments. I'm sure there are some questions that people. Again, there it goes, just like skipping all the way to the skipping all the way to the bottom. Fine, I'll just go there. Let's see. Actually, okay, another. So I'm not doing that. Yeah, Mason Ringley says saying that animation is for kids is just pointless. Animation is for everyone, but some animation can be adult content sometimes. And you know, and also the other crazy thing is that animation, like when it comes to animation for like say Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney, it tends to be like fairly, I mean, not all the time, but you'll have a few shows where they're like really well done, you know what I mean, well animated, have great stories to tell, just very entertaining. Whereas there's some, I mean, you're starting to see a little bit more of this now with like adult animation, but there's been like a trend where like a lot of adult animation is just weirdly more childish than animation for you know, for like families. I find that so weird. It's interesting, but again, you're starting to see a bit of improvement with that as well. Northwestern Railway 66, welcome back to the stream. It's been a long time, bud. Yeah, Joseph Ramirez says I'm still pissed about that too. Hashtag animation deserves better. 100% agreed. Dorothy, the UI fanatic, says also the reason is very sexist, talking about like the situation with that one show with Nickelodeon. Absolutely. And again, it's a very dumb decision. It kind of, yeah. Again, we will go over that in the video that I make at some point. Ryan's Treasures, I miss Pie Guy Rules content. Yeah, I haven't seen much from him. Is he, I think either, does he still do like streams on his YouTube channel? I haven't checked in his channel for a long time. Or does he not make anything for the channel anymore? Who knows? Excuse me. Let's see. Mason really says, hey Josh, did you know Food Fight was the worst animated movie from 2012? It's still the worst animated film. You know what? Actually, you know, either Food Fight is the worst animated movie or the new Marmaduke movie is the worst animated film. Kind of hard to. It's either Food Fight, Rhapsody Street Kids Believes in Santa. That one might have to be the contender for the worst animated ever, or the new Marmaduke movie. I don't know, either one of them, but yeah, Food Fight, I can at least have fun watching Food Fight, because it is ridiculous, you know what I mean? Marmaduke, it killed me, that's the most I can say. What did you think of Paws of Fury, or Paws of Furry? I didn't really watch it, wasn't really interested, and it kind of looked bad, in my personal opinion. Like, I don't know, like, to me, it didn't look that good, and so, yeah, so I just was never really interested in watching that. Mason says, hey Josh, what reviews do you plan on doing in the future? If you're talking about, like, reviews of any movies or shows or whatever, I don't have any currently planned as of right now. Usually when it comes to a lot of these, like, reviews, it's kind of just an off-the-cuff kind of thing. So whatever kind of show that maybe premieres or any movie that I'm interested in watching, that makes me want to review it, I might do something. I don't know. It really depends, but we're gonna have to see what happens there. Efren says, okay, can you stop doing that, Jesus? Efren says, do you prefer cartoons aimed at kids/families over cartoons aimed at adults, or do you prefer cartoons aimed at adult over yada yada? Vice versa, essentially, that's what he was asking. I prefer cartoons aimed at kids/families, because of the reasons that I specified earlier, was because I think they do a pretty good job a lot of times at, like, telling good stories, having good characters, visuals are pretty good, animation is nice, you know, and there are just usually a lot of fun and whatnot. Whereas with animated, like, shows for adults, a lot of times, again, in a weird way, they tend to be more childish. And I say that in the sense that it has to be overly sexual, or they have to say a bunch of curse words over and over and over again. And the thing is, a lot of times it can work. Like with South Park, for example, that's one of my favorite adult animated shows. Like, and they're kind of crazy with what they do. So I definitely like that show. Gary the editor loves that show. He is a huge nerd when it comes to South Park. But, you know, like, sometimes I just think that, like, we could just get, like, better adult animated shows. And we're starting to get those. Now, am I watching some of them? No. Again, sometimes it's kind of like just stuff I'm not fully, like, interested in, I guess you can say. But yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, I do prefer shows that kind of are, like, animated shows for, like, families more than I do animated shows for adults. Dorothy, the UI fanatic, says, what are you the most excited for 2023? I would probably have to say the release of my show on Yippee TV. I'm really excited for that. So that might be the most excited thing that I am definitely, the most thing that I'm excited for 2023, because I can't wait for people, family, and friends to see that show. But also, I'll give another answer I think the most I'm excited for right now is probably the Super Mario movie, because that really looks incredible. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like they did an incredible like job of the movie, and I really hope that it is a great film. From what we've seen so far, it really impresses. So I'm definitely very excited for that. I think that's the most I'm excited for. We'll see what happens down the line that makes me even more excited, but yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. Mason says, have you seen the new Disenchanted film? Not really, no. I haven't heard too much great things about it, but also, again, I'm not that much of a movie person, so I'm not exactly that, like, interested in watching it. So, yeah. In fact, there's a lot of films that will be coming out within the next year that I'm not, like, really, like, grasping to see. The only ones currently that I'm, like, really excited to watch right now is the new Puss in Boots movie and the Super Mario Brothers movie. Those are the only ones that I'm, like, really excited to see right now. Everyone says, I really like animation. My favorite types are cartoons. Of cartoons are kids and family content such as SpongeBob or Shrek. Yeah, those are definitely, excuse me. Those are a lot of fun to watch. I do still love watching the old, classic SpongeBob episodes and the first movie. And Shrek is always a classic. It's a great film, of course. Dorothy says, actually, the worst animated movie ever is Where the Dead Go to Die. I never heard of that one. I might have to look that up. Sounds weird. Again, skipping all the way down to the bottom when I am trying to look through. So it's like, can you please stop that? Let's see. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, Joseph Ramirez says, did you know that Barbie is getting a movie next year? Yeah? Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. It's kind of like, how can you make a movie about Barbie? Like, is it gonna be about, like, the doll specifically, like the company or is it gonna be about the character Barbie? I can't fully tell, especially from, like, the teaser trailer they came out with. It's kind of hard to tell. But at the same time, should we really be surprised that it's getting a film? Like, almost with almost everything that is a big franchise now, Hollywood's gonna make it into a movie. So it shouldn't really surprise us. We might end up seeing a Hot Wheels film coming out very soon, for all I know. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens. It would be weird how they would make it into a film, but again, it would not surprise me whatsoever. Okay, so Pie Guy Rules did do a live stream on award shows, but that was in April. Okay, but that was the last thing that he did so far. Let's see. Cameron Parker says, Josh, how did you become a voice actor and also everything that you talk about? A little confused with the last part of your comment, but I will answer the first part. You know, with the pandemic shutting everything down in 2020, you know, I wanted to continue acting. I didn't want to just stop that and be like, oh, there's nothing I can do. You know, a lot of actors were kind of getting into voice acting, or at least trying it out, you know, because again, they wanted to continue acting and also try to get some money from that. So that's kind of basically what I did. You know what I mean? I got me like a microphone, which was this microphone. You know, and I started, you know, auditioning for like a lot of projects and got onto quite a few projects, which was really cool. Some of them kind of, you know, materialized and became something, and others we started on and then it just didn't really like happen. But that's kind of how it started, and I would like to definitely expand on that. I want to take some voice acting classes at some point in the year, so I can, you know, improve on my craft and also try to get some bigger gigs than what I've been getting. So I can kind of like build a portfolio of me doing, you know, being a voice actor, and you know, it would be cool if I could do some like pretty big things. But yeah, that's kind of how it necessarily started because of everything that was going on with the pandemic. And again, if you're an actor, you wanted to continue acting. So you kind of just jumped into that. But not just that, I always wanted to be a voice actor. It's kind of hard to start. Just like you don't know where to start. It's kind of like with almost anything you do, you know what I mean? You're not exactly sure what should be the first step or how to get into something, and so that's kind of the situation there. Let's see. Ramirez says, me too, I love South Park. AJ Robertson says South Park is the GOAT. 100%. Mason says, I am borderline over South Park. I can't fully blame you necessarily. It's been going on for 26 years now, or 25 years? 25 years. It celebrated the 25th anniversary this year. Right? Yeah. And it's kind of had its ups and downs in the later seasons, definitely. It's kind of interesting where they're taking things with South Park right now. But yeah, I still enjoy the series, but anytime I can watch any of the older episodes, I do, and they're so much fun to watch. Dude says, remember that time South Park episode where they said the S word 60 or 70 times? Yeah. I forgot which episode that was in particular, but I know which one you're talking about, and it was I think it was a big thing during the time because it was kind of like you couldn't say that on television for a long time, and they kind of just pushed that, so it was kind of funny. Nancy, what were your thoughts on the Chris Rock slap at the Oscars this year? Yeah, I that made me lose a lot of respect for Will Smith, to be honest. Especially since he didn't apologize fully until a couple of months after, or a few months after the situation happened. And so I kind of lost a lot of respect for Will Smith. Because it seemed like it wasn't even that bad of a joke that Chris Rock even made, in my personal opinion. But even if it was, it's like you could have just flicked him off or something, whatever. But to go up there and slap him in the face, and then to just scream, at him while you sat back down, kind of ruined the entire vibe of the Oscars that night. Was it was kind of disgusting. And then, it was just not a good look with him at all. So, yeah. So, I wasn't a fan of Will Smith when it came to that. So, yeah. Am I caught up? Oh. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people were asking Gary the Editor questions, which is good. I don't think I've seen him staying in this chat for so long, so that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm glad that you guys are asking him a lot of questions. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Northwestern Railway 66 says, do you agree we could use a bit more slice of life toned cartoons without supernatural or unsurreal elements nowadays? Yeah, I think so. I think or not just that, I think we need more episodic shows instead of always having a series where it's kind of like a story happening throughout the entire show. Not that I'm a little tired of those. I'm personally not. It's just I don't know. There's something about episodic shows. They're kind of easy to get into because you can just watch an episode, and it doesn't feel like you're missing anything that's within a story or whatever. It doesn't, if that makes sense. And sometimes episodic shows tend to be a bit more fun, but a lot of these shows that are kind of serialized, they still pretty much get the job done. But I do agree. I think, not that I have an issue with these shows that are a bit more surreal or supernatural, whatever, but I think it would be nice to kind of see a show that's just a slice of life kind of deal. where it kind of slightly maybe reflects a little bit of the real world, but not too much in a way. Make it slightly a little bit more relatable in that sense, maybe. I don't know, but it would be nice. It's not a bad thing of what they're doing now, but it wouldn't, you know, it would be nice to kind of switch it up a little bit. Elfrin says, what are your favorite Christmas movies? For me, my favorites are the Grinch cartoon from the 1966. Absolutely, I love that original animated short. Or animated Christmas special. It is absolutely one of my favorites. I try to watch it all the time when it airs. You also like the live action version from 2002 with 2000 from with Jim Carrey in it. That one, watching it now, it is definitely a weird movie. The way it was shot and some of the craziness from it, like it's definitely a weird movie, but it's still a classic. I still enjoy watching it as well. Home Alone 1 and 2 and Elf with Will Ferrell. I do enjoy Elf as well. It's a pretty good film. Pretty good film. Nancy says they find anything to make a movie about. Absolutely, 100%. Dizzy Gamer says, howdy Josh, it's me, the fan from 2016. Welcome back. If it's been that long, or are you saying that you've been a fan of this channel since 2016? If so, you've been rocking with me for what, almost 5 years? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, about, well, 6 years now. Yeah, so damn, that's pretty cool. Let me know in the comments, how long have you guys been subscribed to this channel? I would definitely want to know about that. Also, I might be ending the stream fairly soon, maybe in like 20 minutes or so. I don't know, because I am kind of getting hungry and I do want to go downstairs and eat dinner because it's almost 8 o'clock. And also, I know for some of you guys, I'm sure some of you guys live in on the East Coast, so you guys are almost 1 hour away from 2023. So I don't want to keep you guys here for too much longer. So yeah, but let me know in the chat how long you guys have been subscribed for. But yeah, let me continue reading some of these comments here. Again, it just kind of skips down to the bottom of the chat, so it's like, okay, fine. It's what it is. I hate that it does that. Okay, so Joseph Ramirez says that they've been subscribed since 2020. Yeah, 2020 I think was kind of the year where I've gained like a lot of subs, because I just started, because of the pandemic as well, I started making like a lot more videos, because I had like such a slowdown in content since probably like 2018, I think, or maybe the whole year of 2019. I was barely posting anything. And so then, like, again, I didn't really have much of anything to do in 2020 because I didn't have a job, and so I was just like sitting at home like everyone else was, gaining unemployment checks at the time when they were giving you like $600 a week. Yeah, it was just like, you know what, since I'm not doing anything, I might as well continue making some more videos. And I'm glad I did, because again, I'm now at like I'm now at 10,000 subscribers, which I'm still like, you know, kind of shocked on. Still incredible. But yeah, like, you know, again, just started making like so many videos during that time, and in 2023, depending on how things are within my personal life, I do want to continue on making a lot more videos for you guys. I want to improve on my videos, because I always want to improve my videos. But yeah, hopefully I can be able to still provide you guys with a lot of good content for the next coming year. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I want to kind of do a couple of new things. The only thing is I just wouldn't know what those new things would be. You know, I always kind of want to do something a little different, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what what 2023 brings to us, I guess, in the new year. So yeah, that should be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, you have been subscribed since 2020, so that's pretty awesome. I'm glad that you stuck with me. Ryan's Treasure around 2017, sweet. Nancy Brincat says, I've been watching since 2015. Wow. So that was, I think that was around the year that Alex started editing for, what was it, 2015 or was it 2016 that he started editing for my videos? I don't remember. Shoot. Your mom says since 2021, so I'm fairly new here. Sweet. Nice. Anybody else say when they started? Cartoon Fan says watching since 2020, subscribe to you this year since at the time I do not have this channel I am commenting with. All right, sweet, nice, sweet. Awesome Tab says I found you from a very iconic part in 2021. Sweet. So okay, nice. There's somebody else comment on. No, oh, okay, it was Shen E. I can't say your name, so I apologize for that. Says, how do you feel about your channel being 11 years old soon? The fact that I'm still doing YouTube 10 years later and almost going to be 11 years later, again, I didn't think I was going to continue being on this channel for this long. You know what I mean? Like, there's been like a couple of times when I said, I'm going to give up this channel. I'm not feeling it anymore, yada, yada, yada. But the fact that I'm still here right now doing a live stream for you guys and still making videos for you guys, like, I did not imagine myself to still be here, you know, making this channel. And it's honestly incredible just how long I've been making videos, but also just how big this channel has grown. Yeah, it's raining outside now. That might be the rain or the wind. But yeah, but like, to answer your question, essentially, I'm kind of surprised that it's going to turn 11 years old next year. But yeah, like, it's pretty cool. It's very cool. Disney Gamer says, I think your worst cartoon video list was my introduction to the channel. One of the funniest older videos I've seen. That was, when did I make that video? Was that 2014? And I think I was still using that Pony OC I made for so long. Yeah, oh man, that was an older video. That's right. I haven't made a worst cartoons video in a long time. I'm not sure if I could really make another one, to be honest. But yeah, that's been quite, was it 2014 or was it 2013? I don't remember. It was a while ago, but yeah, so if you've been with me for that long, that's pretty awesome. And thank you so much for sticking with me for so long. Excuse me. Dorothy says, I had been around before I created the account. Nice. I wonder how long that's been. Cartoon Fan found you while watching Velisky Bun. That's hilarious. I don't know why that's funny, but it just is. But that's cool. Cool. Glad that you are subscribed. That's awesome. Efren says, I've been watching since your Fairly Odd Parents Season 10 rant video. That one, I think, was definitely 2015. I think. And, yeah, and this was also before Alex started editing my videos, and also before not before I started making, like, scripted videos, but it was definitely when I was still making, like, unscripted videos and such. That was an interesting, like, video to make, especially because, you know, Fairly Odd Parents, man, just poor show. Like, it started off good, but then it just continued to get so bad. You know, and especially with like the new show Fairly Odder, like my god, it's like can we just let the show rest so we can at least have like a good memory of the show or something? Like my god, it's crazy. Let's see. Ricky Clybourne says, what do you think the future will be like for Cartoon Network? I'm hoping it's a good future. Again, I made a video a while back talking about like what the plans were going to be for Cartoon Network for the coming year by the new creator Michael Oweleen. And it's looking promising, especially considering that we're going to get a lot of new shows in 2023, which I am thankful for. I wish we could have like some definite dates as to when some of these shows are coming. I hope we can get some new shows like either in January. Well, maybe not in January. We haven't heard anything. But, you know, it's still possible, but you never know. Hopefully in February or March we can get some new shows, but it also wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the newer shows we're going to get for Cartoon Network will happen in the summer. It wouldn't surprise me if they try to do like a huge thing for summertime for this year, and we're going to see a lot of new shows premiering. So yeah, so I'm hoping it's a good year for Cartoon Network, because 2022, because of the merger, has been very rough for Cartoon Network with everything that's happened. So yeah, so again, I'm definitely hoping that we can have a huge improvement for 2023. Ricky also says that you've been watching around 2019 or 2020. Nice. It's cool to see that a lot of people have been watching my channel for quite some time, whether it be recent, and here's the thing, whether you recently just subscribed to my channel or you've been subscribed for 5 years or for the full 10 years that I've been making videos, you know, I still appreciate every single one of you. Like, the fact that you guys have been with me for this long has been absolutely incredible, and I'm just definitely thankful for that. Northwestern Railway says Fairly Odd Parents and Family Guy had the worst out of any show that's declined for me. I agree. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really watch Family Guy anymore. There's still like a couple of like funny clips out there, but I don't know. I fell out with it. And again, Fairly Odd Parents. Oi, at least with SpongeBob, right? Like, even though SpongeBob has also had a decline, at the very least, it was able to pick itself up again and have somewhat good episodes, or fairly good episodes, in the newer seasons now. Yeah, they're a bit more zany and insane and kind of crazy with the animation they do nowadays, but it's still better than what we got from like 2008 to early 2015. So at the very least, it's improved. So I definitely do have to say that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm kind of caught up a little bit. Cameron Parker says, I'd like to be a voice actor one day. Do you have any tips to get into acting? Like, if you mean get into like voice acting in general, or voice acting or acting in general, that's kind of a tough one, I think. I would say if you do want to get into acting, definitely try getting into like some classes. You know, maybe, yeah, like I would say try to get into like an acting class. So at the very least, definitely do like a beginner's acting class, definitely, to see if it's something you'd want to do. You know what I mean? Because, you know, that's if you haven't done acting before. You may have done some acting before, and so that's probably why you wanted to be a voice actor or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely consider like getting into some acting classes to improve on your craft. And that would be the same for voice acting classes, you know. Now the thing is, those do cost money and they're not the cheapest. But you know what I mean? It is definitely beneficial to at least try to take some classes. Or if you're in school, because the thing is, I don't know if you're in school or if you graduated from high school or something. I don't know the ages of many of my subscribers. I know some of you are fairly young and some of you are probably around my age or a little older. But if you are still in school and if your school has like an acting program, you know what I mean? And this is if you haven't done something like that, then definitely try to get into that. That would be my tips. May not exactly be like the best tips or something, but I would say try to do like some acting classes, or if you're trying to get into voice acting, definitely try to, you know, do some classes there. You know, which is something again that I want to do when it comes to voice acting, because I would definitely want to improve on my craft when it comes to voice acting and stuff. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. Because it's if anything, it's not really the easiest answer or easiest question to answer. You know what I mean? Because there's like so many different variables or so many like different directions that you could take it. You know what I mean? Like there's not a set answer to that. So that's kind of the best I can give you. Because if you were to ask some other people, they might say the same things, or they might give you a different answer on how to get into acting or get into voice acting and all that kind of stuff. So that's you know, kind of yeah. Who's that? Oh, Victor Emerald 500. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to the stream. Again, it just jumps all the way to the bottom. Like, can you stop doing that? Christ. Let's see. What are your favorite episodes from SpongeBob season 13? To be honest, I'm not really sure. I'd have to look through that. Because I can't come up with like particular I can't come up with like any like particular like episodes at the moment. So I wouldn't fully know necessarily. Yeah, so I'm fairly caught up, so I might answer a couple more of these questions, and then I think I'm gonna end it because I am getting hungry. And it is 8:07 my time, so again, for some of you guys who are probably living on the West Coast, on the West Coast, I am on the West Coast. Some of you guys that are living on the East Coast, I don't want to necessarily keep you here for too long because it's almost 2023 for you guys. So yeah. Oh, Dorothy says they are in the 12th grade. Oh, wow. Okay. So you are a senior in high school. Sweet. Are you excited for the end of high school? Are you excited to never go back to high school again? Let me know. Shane IAX. Again, I can't fully say your name correctly. But you say, what do you think were the best and worst parts about this year for you, Josh? I did answer that earlier in the stream, but I'll answer it for you again. Best parts was me filming the show that I'm a part of, Maggie's Market on APTV. Can't wait for that to come out. Also, best parts were me and my mom heading over to Vegas and watching the Silk Sonic show, or the Silk Sonic concert. That was freaking awesome. But the worst part of the year for me was the end, when I lost a family member that was near and dear to me. So yeah, so that's why I said earlier in the stream 2022 has kind of been like an up and down roller coaster for me. So you know, but yeah, so that's kind of the situation. But that is the best and worst moments of 2022 for me. Let's see. Yeah, the season Northwestern Railway 66 says the season 5 through 9A Tidbit ran era of SpongeBob were a really frustrating time to watch the show. Absolutely. Because the thing is, there's still like some episodes within that era that are still watchable, or some that I can at least kind of enjoy watching. But so many of them were just unbearable because all of the characters were so annoying. Some of the animation was kind of stale, and the situations were just so dumb. And to see just how bad like the series had fallen at that time, yikes. Like, it's a major yikes, man. But yeah, but again, I'm glad that SpongeBob has been able to improve. Some people still don't like the newer episodes, which I can totally understand, but for me personally, it's way better than what we've been getting for a while. Cartoon Fan says you were in the 7th grade. Okay, so you're in middle school. All right, nice. Your Shane IIX is going into, or just started 9th grade. Okay, so you're a freshman. I hope that you were not fresh meat in high school. I wasn't, like, you know, like when I was when I was a freshman, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have any issues in high school or anything. I was, you know, or at least with like, I mean, I think that's kind of just like a stereotype that you see in television shows or movies or whatever, where like, oh, you're a freshman, we're gonna bully you and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? I didn't have any like major issues in high school. I just wanted high school to be over with, you know, you know what I mean? Be like, yes, no more school, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, so but I will say one thing, okay? Because you may not see it now, but you're gonna see it when you reach senior year. When you become a senior, you're gonna start looking at the freshmen and saying, God, I hate freshmen. Or you're gonna start like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know why necessarily, but like when you become a senior, you're kind of just like, you kind of roll your eyes at freshmen for whatever reason. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But yeah, so hopefully your year in school is going well. Yeah. I am so awkward when it comes to ending my thoughts when it comes to sentences. I am not the greatest speaker. I'll be completely honest here. Your mom says, still worried. I'm still sorry about your loss, man. Thank you so much for that. Again, still hurts, but at the same time, I'm getting through it. A lot of family members are getting through it, and her friends are getting through it as well. So, yeah. Mason Wrigley says, I'm in the 11th grade. Okay, nice. So you got one more, after this, you got one more year in high school. So again, good luck for that. Of course, everybody, I wish you good luck if you're still in high school, or if you're in middle school, or if you're about to graduate or whatever. You know what I mean? I wish you all nothing but the best. Shane says, what do you think were the best and worst years for you overall? That one is a tough one. I would have to say I'm not 100% sure about what would be the best year. I don't know. That's a tough one. Worst year of my life overall. I would probably have to. I mean, that's kind of a tough one. I don't know if I can necessarily say that 2022 is the worst year for me because of the loss that I suffered this year. You know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure if I can particularly say that it was the worst year. That certainly put a damper on things. You know what I mean? That it's the worst ending to a year that I've had. I will say that. But I don't know if I could particularly say it was the worst year ever because, you know, I've had a lot of good things happening to me throughout 2022 as well. So that one's kind of tricky. I don't know. I would probably have to say 2014, maybe, just because. When did that BS happen? Between either 2013 or 2014. I don't know. I was still in high school at the time, and I was not in a great space, you know, mentally wise. Like I called it. I was in a hit with the blues or something, but I was kind of like depressed. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, I'm always going to be single. I'm going to be lonely. You know, I think that was kind of like the biggest thing I was depressed about. And then there was like, I had like such a bad self-hatred about myself. It was pretty bad. But like, I've obviously gotten over it since 2015 because things got way better for me at that time. Had like more friendships, like great friendships, still friends, good friends with somebody from high school today. You know, and then some. And just again, like so many things have happened since then, pretty cool opportunities and whatnot. So, you know, but like in high school, like it wasn't particularly, I mean, there was one situation in high school that was happening that completely messed me up. Because yikes. That dude, I'm not gonna even get into it, but it was so bad because like the first year, like freshman year, like we were good friends, you know what I mean? But then like he just became so freaking weird in our sophomore year to the point where I didn't want to be friends with him anymore. Weird and creepy, and I don't want to get into that. It was just, you know, to the point where like I remember when I saw that he was in 2 of my classes in my senior year, I literally freaked out a bit because I'm like, he's not supposed to be in my classes. He is not supposed to be in my classes. It was a bad situation. Let's just say that. It was a whole yikes situation. You know what I mean? Like, again, he was just being very weird. Part of it was because he formed a freaking crush on me, which was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I never expected to do it. It's so funny how things work out. The amount of crushes that, well, I haven't had a crush on anybody, you know what I mean? But the amount of dudes that I've met, whether it be online or in person at school, that ended up having a crush on me compared to the amount of girls that had crushes on me, like, it's like, what is happening? Okay, like, I'm not into that. Why can't you give me a couple of girls to have crushes on me? Like, it's like, what the hell? But as of right now, I'm not interested in like any relationships and whatnot. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like I really don't care. I've kind of grown past that. But that was kind of partially why, like, in 2013, 2014 and whatnot, I was like so down in the dumps because I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna have a girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that crap anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten over it in in late 2014 and 2015. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, he formed a crush on me, which was like, okay, fine. But he went too far with it, made me incredibly uncomfortable. And so that's, it's a whole situation, and it's kind of like, you know, and so that was like the biggest horrible thing that's happened in like high school. You know what I mean? Or I wouldn't say horrible, but like just freaking weird. And it kind of messed up my sophomore year as well, or at least the first half of my sophomore year. But other than that, like, high school wasn't necessarily terrible, but it's, you know, it's those years not really the greatest. But yeah, so that's, if that answers your question. A very long question. I rambled so much, but yeah, I hope that kind of answered your question. I'm gonna try to get caught up because I do want to end this stream very soon. Dude says, I desperately am waiting to see the Gumball movie to see how the story ends. Agreed. And also, that's going to be another video topic that I'm going to make. Because especially considering that they're working on another season of Gumball. They're working on the 7th season, which is a little confusing because I remember when I was doing like a video about it, we read that it was, damn, it's raining a lot harder outside now. Jeez. We just need it in California. But anyway, I remember I did a video about Gumball getting a movie, but also about the new series, because they said that Gumball is going to get a new series after the film. But now it was confirmed by somebody working on the show that it's, or I guess a new producer or whatever, that it's getting a 7th season, or they're calling it the 7th season. So I don't know. Jeez, now it's pouring. But yeah, so I don't know if like it's technically a 7th season or if it is a new series. I really can't tell. But I'm definitely very excited to see like how that story ends as well, because the way that the series ended was so like ominous. It's kind of like, where are they gonna go from here? You know, like, what's gonna happen next? So I'm very interested to see what happens next in the Gumball story. You know what I mean? So that's definitely pretty exciting. Exploration says, I just started 10th grade, but your videos that helped me survive freshman year for real. That's, you know, honestly, that's great to know. I'm glad to know that these videos have been able to help you through, help you survive freshman year. So that means a lot. So that's a great thing to hear. So I'm very happy that I was able to help you through your freshman year. So that's great. So thank you so much for saying that. That's pretty awesome. Shane says, just lost the comment. God damn it. Where was it, for Christ's sake? Oh, Shane says, I haven't really been bullied, so don't worry. Good. Glad that you haven't been. Again, I haven't really been bullied either in 2013, 14. Well, in my high school years, because I was bullied, in elementary school. That's why I have some pretty bad. Now, I wouldn't say bad insecurities, but that's why I'm like still fairly insecure about a few things. I'm not gonna get into that, but in high school, it was fairly chill. Again, it's besides that weird freaking guy. Yeah. So I'm glad that like in that sense, high school has been pretty good. But I'm glad that you have not really been bullied. So that is good. Screw bullies. Again, I'm gonna try to get things caught up because I do want to try to get things wrapped up very soon because again, I am pretty hungry. Shane says, how hype were you when the Paw Patrol movie was first announced? And also, what was the best movie of 2022 for you? I would probably have to say the best movie of 2022 for me was either The Bad Guys or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's somewhere between those two. Not 100% sure. I had a great time watching both of those. Really enjoyed myself, so it's got to be one of those. Also, was I hyped when I first heard of the Paw Patrol movie? Not exactly. I think I was like, oh, they're getting a movie. Okay, that's cool. I think if anything, when I started seeing like trailer footage of what the movie was going to look like and what it was going to be about and yada yada yada, I started to get more excited. Hype is not exactly like the greatest word I can use, but I certainly was, I guess somewhat excited for the film. So yeah. Dorothy the UI fanatic says LGBT people love you. In my opinion, I guess they do. I mean, because again, because I can count on my fingers maybe 3 girls in my entire lifetime, or maybe two or 3 girls in my entire lifetime has ever had a crush. One was definitely very, very weird and strange, and I was like, okay, no, please, no, I don't know. I don't want to get into that one either. It was weird. That's the most I can tell you about that. It was just like, it's kind of creepy. It made my skin crawl. But yeah, like, probably over the course of like my life, I've only had like 3 girls that had a crush on me. Guys, 10. At least more than 10. I'm not kidding. Like, the amount of people, and they were furries, by the way. Many of them were furries, by the way. But like, it is crazy just the amount of dudes that has had a crush on me compared to the amount of girls that had a crush on me. And I'm like, why am I getting all of these guys wanting me, but I barely had like, that doesn't work for me. It's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? That certainly slowed down recently, which is kind of good, but I mean, I didn't mind it, but I just found it kind of ironic and funny that it happened that way. So it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Your mom says, never had a crush? Then you must be the luckiest man on earth. Honestly, yeah, I mean, I would probably say only had like 1 crush technically, but even then, I'm not even sure if I would even consider that to have been a crush. And that was all the way back when I was in elementary school. Like, I wanted but again, I can't tell you if that was a crush or not, or if there was just a girl that I just wanted to really be friends with and I wanted her attention. To really be honest, I don't know. But since then to now, have I ever had a crush on anybody? No. Have I ever looked at any girl in my high school? I mean, I looked at it like when I was in high school, like I would say, that there would be like some girls I talked to and I would, probably be like, yeah, they're very pretty, very beautiful, and yada, yada, yada. But would I've had like crushes on them or fallen in love with them? No. And even like now, is there anybody that I talk to that, I've had a crush on or anything? No. You know what I mean? It just hasn't happened. You know what I mean? and again, I'm just like not really like focused on any of that stuff either. I'm like focusing on myself, like bettering myself and doing all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I just don't find it as important, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of, you know, where I'm at there. It's just like it hasn't hit me. You know what I mean? Mason says, I don't have a crush either. I think it's kind of just easier to not have one because it can kind of mess with your mind. And of course, if you have a crush on somebody and they don't like you back, you can get heartbroken and you get depressed, yada, yada, yada. I've read those stories. I have seen so many posts on my Facebook where there would be friends that would be broken up with their girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, and they would be so heartbroken. And I'm like, I do not want to be like that. I do not want to get that sad because somebody left me. You know what I mean? But yeah. Northwestern Railway 66 says, at least you know you aren't ugly. I am not the greatest looking person. I look weird, okay? So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. It's an interesting, yeah. Cameron Parker says, I would like to be an actor since 2018. Nice. I hope you are able to pursue that career if you can, and definitely, I mean, if you want to, essentially, but also definitely, I completely lost what I was gonna say. Man, kind of blanking out a little bit. I think I'm getting tired, getting delirious, hungry, and I should be eating this very soon. But yeah, hopefully, like, if you are, you know, hopefully it is something that you can pursue, and hopefully it's something that you can have fun with. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be a career. It could just be something you do on the side, you know? But yeah, if that's like a goal that you're trying to reach, hopefully you can, you know, become an actor if you're not an actor already, and I wish you nothing but success, of course. Somebody else just said that they live in California and they know, yeah, they know that it's a lot of rain, so yeah. Oh yeah, it was Efren. Since I live in California, it's true, it's raining a lot. To be honest, I really love the rain. I like the rain too, as well. Like, there's some people who don't like it, but I personally like the rain. But yeah. Your mom says I live in Fresno and it's not raining here. That's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of, we get like scattered showers sometimes, and you know, it's rare that we'll get like a huge storm that'll kind of come over and give us a ton of rain. You know, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. You know, it kind of like depends on the year. Mason Rayleigh says, hey, your mom, I feel confident not having a crush. I can actually have peace. Yeah, true. Yeah, you kind of feel at peace that you don't, like, you know, have those like crazy emotions. Dorothy says a middle school teacher had bullied me. A teacher bullying you? Jeez. That's kind of, I think sometimes the teacher can often be one of the worst bullies. You know what I mean? Sometimes, not all the time, but like when you got a teacher that's bullying you, that's just freaking bad. Let's see. Dorothy says the Owl House made me learn about LGBT representation. For me, I would say I don't really watch a lot of the Owl House, just haven't been interested. I would definitely say chalk that up to like Steven Universe and Craig of the Creek. You know what I mean? Those two shows have like a ton of LGBT representation in it. You know what I mean? Some people may say maybe a little bit too much or whatever, but you know, they have a lot. So, which is more than what you've seen. Oh, and The Loud House. The Loud House has a fairly good amount of LGBT representation in the show as well. So that's definitely true. Let's see. Northwestern Railway 6 says I'm A/Arrow, so I can't relate. Oh, damn. You know, a part of me was kind of wondering if I was possibly Ace or something, or an aromantic person, but I don't think so, because if that was the case, why would I have been depressed about it in high school? That no one ever had like, you know, or that I was never gonna get a girlfriend or something. But like, I don't think I'm like ace or whatever. It's just right now I just don't care. You know what I mean? I have like bigger things to worry about and other things that I want to do. You know, for me, if it happens, it happens. That's all I can really say. You know what I mean? I can't really like get hung up on it. You know, even if I've had some other friends who's had girlfriends and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? I don't get jealous of that, like, because that would just be stupid and petty. But, you know, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out or anything, or I don't feel like I need to catch up with it. I don't know. I just don't care. That's the most I can say, is that I just legitimately do not care. So, yeah. Exploration says, I can relate to what you feel with people being creepy. It doesn't matter who it is, but it's when they make you feel uncomfortable, you feel unsafe. Why can't it ever be a wholesome friendship? And see, that's all I really need. You know what I mean? I just need good friends, you know, and I'm glad I have great friends with me. You know what I mean? But that's literally all I need. Like, really, really good friends, people who are willing to stick with me and support me, of course. And, you know, they're just like overall good people. You know what I mean? That's all I need. I don't need a girlfriend, you know, like, and I'm not saying that to cope or whatever, which I know, you know, some people do that to try to cope, but like literally, as long as I have like a really great support system around me and some like really good friendships and whatnot, then I'm golden. You know, like, that's literally all I need. And I got that, and that makes me very happy. You know, and I think like that's just something many people just need. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I'm basically kind of caught up. Yeah, it's 8:31. 30 minutes until 2023 for some of you guys. So I should be ending this very, very soon, and I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. But let me just get caught up just a little bit. Gary the editor says gonna get going. Happy New Year's to everybody. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for joining, Alex. I will talk to you very soon after this stream. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to join and talk to some of these subscribers. So that was definitely very awesome. Let's see. What it says, I didn't notice because it wasn't into... Oh, Dorothy says didn't notice, I guess, about like Steven Universe and Craig of the Creek. Yeah, because those did come out in late 2010. That's true. Or in the late 2010s. That's true. Yeah. Let's see. Your mom says my parents were abusive and drug addicts, and my dad is currently in jail. My mom is in the streets. Yeah, it's pretty sad, but I'm getting over it. Jesus Christ, that's depressing, man. I'm hoping everything is okay with you. I mean, like, are you living on your own? Are you living with somebody or whatever? Like, damn, that sucks. Yikes. Oof, you know. I mean, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm hoping like I'm hoping you're able to get through it and everything. Like, that's really tough to hear about. Like, damn. Yeah. Okay, so I am pretty much caught up with the comments right now. So yeah, I am going to have to end the stream because it's 8:33 and I need to eat. So, and again, I want to let you know, like, I know some of you guys are definitely and this is very delayed, but you know, what can you do? But yeah, but like, I'm glad that you guys were able to join this stream, you know, to say goodbye to 2022 and hello to 2023. I really, really do hope that 2023 is going to be a very good year. I really, 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 really hope so. We'll see what happens. Nothing is guaranteed. The 2020s have just not really been all that great, just in general. But you know, so yeah. But I hope you guys had a good time during the stream. I always really enjoy talking with you guys on stream. I don't get to do that very often. I do want to do that more often, hopefully, but we'll see whatever happens. I would like to do more streams where I actually have something to talk about, where it's kind of like a topic or something. But you know, again, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. Efren says, I agree with regular Josh 1. I'm not interested in getting into any relationships and having a girlfriend either. I'm happy being single. Yeah, You know what I mean? Like, and this kind of, there's pros and cons to both, but I find way more, well, yeah, let me say that. I find more cons being in a relationship than being single. That's just my personal opinion. That may not be true, and it definitely isn't for a lot of people, but me personally, I just find, like, more, you know, benefits to being single, at least in my life. So that's kind of how I, see it there. Yeah, but, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I'm very happy that you guys were able to join. And the fact that I was able to get, like, excuse me, the fact that I was able to get, like, you know, close to 50 people in this stream at one point, absolutely incredible. I never would have thought that I would have reached that, so that's definitely insane to me. But yeah, so again, I hope you guys have I hope you guys had a fairly good 2022. I'm kind of losing it right now. I really do need to end this right now. But yeah, but I hope you guys had a fairly good 2022 and excuse me. And hopefully 2023 is going to be a good year for every single one of you. And I'm hoping for the best. Your mom says I'm currently living with my aunt and uncle right now, so everything is going well for me. So happy New Year's, man. Okay, so that's good. I'm glad that you are at least living with people who are able to take care of you. And so you're at least in somewhat of a good situation, so that's good. So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for joining this stream. I don't know when I'm gonna post another video. Hopefully it might be sometime next week or maybe in a couple of weeks or something. I want to, you know, kind of get back to posting regularly on this channel. But yeah, so let's hope for a good 2023, all right? And for those who are on the East Coast that are about to celebrate 2023 right now, Happy New Year, of course. And yeah, let's just have a good 2023, ladies and gentlemen. So goodbye, Cameron, Mason, SpongeBob Lover, your mom, Toon Central, Joseph, Cartoon Network fan, Efren, Prince, Nancy, Northwestern Railway. I'm not going to be able to read every single one of your comments, or everyone who's saying goodbye though. But again, you know, it's been a pleasure streaming for you guys, and it's also, you know, a pleasure being able to do this with you guys. So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy New Year. Let's have a great 2023. Sayonara to 2022. And I will see you guys next year, which is tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but you know what I mean. I'll see you guys in 2023. Thank you guys. Take care. And remember, you are hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Feeling quite alright. No rush, take your time. We can take it slow. Ready, set, and go. Getting warmer, passion to ignite the flame. Fever's rising, you're the only one to blame. Going further, treasures for us to reclaim. We'll be up till the sunrise. Feeling quite alright. No rush, take your time. We can take it slow. Ready, set, and go. time. We can take it slow. Ready, set, and go. Feeling quite alright. No rush, take your time. We can take it slow. How could I say no?